Welcome to Little Creek Bee Ranch. The day after, well, 2 days after. If you watched us set up these big tall ones, we call it the Bernice principle. Yeah, I'll explain it later. Just doing a general check, nothing serious. Maybe a possum pollen tray checks. A storm rolled through this morning at about 8. Yeah, it's kind of serious. Everybody's still standing. Let's do date and time. April 2nd, 5:25 p.m. It's about 75, maybe 70. Not terrible. Kind of windy from the south. Oh, look what I got. Some fresh, brand new gloves. Oh my goodness. Goat skin, vintage wrist. My students, pay attention. Atwoods, $23. But they're actually large. The size of the gloves is always, on the little tag right there. A bit snug. That'll do. They didn't have extra large. So I like to bring them out just to keep them in my pocket for weird things, whatever. So what am I concerned about from the old seasoned beekeeper? Some of the best students I've ever taught, they'll ask me this. They'll say, "Kendall, what do you see? Kendall, what are you looking at?" That's a good student. So if you follow us and if you are in the advisory program, guess what? There's a tip for you. Kendall, what do you see? Kendall, what are you looking at? Oh, look. Oh, yeah. Take it out of the way. Doing a pollen tray check is easy. I think they have figured out how to go in and out. Is my point. Yesterday, yesterday or 2 days ago, when I was wrapping up everything, this group here was they were kind of pissy at me. They were thumping me out. Saying, "Get out of here, old fat man. You have done enough." Well, let's see if I can do a tray check. If I'm in the right light. Maybe. There we go. Checking the general condition of the colony, looking for any cheaters because we have a pollen trap on. I'm not doing anything serious, so they shouldn't be harassing me or anything. Oh, no, just a trickle, tiny, not, I wouldn't even say it's anything. I don't know if you can even see, you know. That's just a couple of days. And we'll give them a week. Then we'll see some pollen flowing in. So, whoops. So what am I really looking at here? Coming and going. Real simple. Coming and going. Let's do this. Okay, have somebody buzzing my head. Will they can remember too. Don't think bees can't remember. Okay. See a few things I'll point out to you. See that tape right there? And there's a gap in there behind that tape. And they can smell in there. And they're trying, they've not completely accepted the trap, like going through it. So they're trying to find a way in. They're trying to cheat me. If I go down right there, they must be trying to find a way in there. They can't. They think they can. And bees are work reward sensitive. After a day or so, they'll stop. They should. It's all new to them. Always remember, when you start the year off with your bees, it's new for the bees and it's new to you. You don't know these bees, and the bees don't know you. The bees you knew in October, they're dead and gone. Most people never think of that. Okay, let's go around. I can tell they're just a little stressed. Just doing a check. Oh, girls. Come on. Got one around my head. Ha 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 ha. She'll find my hand here in a minute. Flight attitude matters. You got to learn how to read it. Flight attitude. Yeah. She's not happy. It's just annoying. Getting stung. My left wrist got stung. It's better now. It swole a bit. It was kind of tight. Now this colony was a bit smaller. If she can find... I'm going to take a few steps away. She's really mad. If you just take a few steps away, they think, yeah, there, see, I got you out of the area. Oh, boy. Oh, look at those girls. Okay. Yeah, coming back to the camera. Yeah, you don't ever swat at them. They're too smart for that. See that hole in the bottom box? I'll let them have that hole for right now. Oh, she's back. Oh, look. She's like, no. Yeah, there's nothing in there. All right. She's really mad. So I'm going to carry a brick over here to this south row here. Just have to laugh, man. That bee you hear buzzing, that's her. She's searching for a gap in my armor. She's trying. Okay, let's go away. Yeah. Okay. If I make her too mad, she'll go get her sisters. Yeah. Yeah, we did quite a bit of work on them yesterday, or 2 days ago. Ooh, sorry. Okay. Jeepers. What is up with this girl? She's determined. Go back home, little girl. So again, this one has a pollen trap on it. And this box in the back, they have a hole. We'll leave open for now. Yeah. Nothing there. Just looking around the general area. 4 swarms hanging. Doesn't mean they're mine. They could be swarms coming in from elsewhere. Okay, so here's a lesson. I'm still a little tired from 2 days ago. That was quite a bit of work. Okay, let's see if I can do this. This is a bottom board. I'm looking. Bottom board that has bees still working out bits of honey. Now, I don't mind that. I really want to get this balled up and inside. That's quite a bit of wax. And we want the honey worked out. But the coons, they'll be in here chewing it and it'll get on the ground. And once it's on the ground, you've lost it. And this is the screen inner cover that was upside down for a candy block some months back. They propylized this and sealed it with wax. And they laid in ribbons of wax comb. And Melody was able to cut that out. She got about, I want to say 16 jars. What? At $30 a piece, what is that, $3.60? Not bad. Pretty cool. So that wax needs to be saved. If you watch her on the film that's posting now, or previous before this, I had to go in and get some flats of jars, and she was sucking down honeycomb. sucking it, and then spit the wax out and throw it in the grass. I review every film, and when I saw her do that, I got onto her today. I said, you're not throwing wax on the grass. That's money. Wax is expensive. I'm going to render that down, use it. How about this group? And let me do that now. Let me do that. Ooh, there's the top of it. Okay, so let's do a lesson. So here's the thinking. Here's the principle. I can do it this way. Ooh, darn grass. Maybe a good lesson. Okay. Are all these boxes full of honey? No, not yet. Put them on March 31st. So let's talk about the Bernice principle. I've more of a testimony, kind of a fun story, and Waldo McBurney goes along with this. So if you want to learn a little bit, let's see, you can look up a little booklet by Waldo McBurney titled "My First 100 Years" on Amazon. He's since passed away now. I think he lived to be 102, something like that. And you can look on YouTube, Waldo McBurney. And I think there was a CBS little spot CBS did on him, interview. I don't know, it was about 10 or 15 minutes. It's pretty cool. But in his book, he talks about being a beekeeper up until the age of 100, over 100 colonies. And you go, what? Yeah. Now, some of you out there, whether you're a part of our advisory program or not, you probably know of older beekeepers over the age of 80 that run 90, 100, 110 colonies, whatever. How do they do that? You ever wondered that? You young people, new people in beekeeping watching this, you ever wonder how those old people really do that with bees and stuff? Okay, I'm getting ready to teach you. I'm just going to look around, walk while I'm teaching. I think you would agree that if you came out every month to smoke and open up and do your visual checks, that's pretty traditional, pretty normal. And we teach new beekeepers, come out once a month, smoke the porch, open them up, pull up several frames, see what the box is doing. What's going on in these box of bees? And maybe you pull a couple of brood frames and you say, what's the brood doing? How's the brood doing? And you might do that every month till about October. And you might have 4 or 5 or 6 colonies. And you might do that for 4, 5, 6, 8, 10 years. And after some time like that, you go, wow, this is kind of a challenging hobby business slash whatever. Well, yeah, can be. If you do it like that, ongoing, if you do it like that, monthly opening, monthly checking, right? Huh. Is that what Waldo McBurney does? 100 years old? Okay. I'm asking a question. How would a man or woman of that kind of age go out there and work 100 colonies every month? Ugh, is that even realistic? I don't think so. All right, so here's the Bernice principle. My story, you're going to hear it again. Some of you have heard it. I think it's a powerful story. Some of you, you're not really paying attention, and it's going to click with you, and you're going to go, holy crap. That's why I tell these stories, for that holy crap moment that something clicks and you go, oh my God, that's awesome. So Melody, my daughter that helped me the other day, long time ago, she and I were northeast Oklahoma running errands way out in the country doing something. I can't even remember what we were doing. And there's this beekeeper off of the highway on a gravel, kind of a side shoulder. He had lots of room there. We were getting off one highway going there, and I see him with his Toyota truck loaded with honey and a couple of chairs, and his wife's there, little petite wife, older couple, and he's a very large man, very large. Had a table out, an umbrella, and selling honey. I said, Melody, we gotta talk to this guy. So we pulled over and got out of the truck, and I went over and shook hands with him, introduced myself. I said, sir, I'm new to beekeeping. I have some questions. He said, sure, man, fire away. I said, how many colonies do you manage? He said, about 100 or so, a little more. I said, are you serious? He knew exactly where I was going. He said, yeah. I said, wow, how do you do that? He said, well, my wife, she goes and catches the swarm in a little paper sack. Then she brings it over to me. And then I'm on my stool, sitting on my stool, and I'll shake them off into the box and close the lid. And then she's gone to get another swarm and shake it off in the sack and bring it over to me. By that time, I've moved my stool to the next box, and she'll give it to me, and I'll shake them in the box and close the lid. And we keep on going until she didn't have any more swarms to get in the sack. And we'll get them all settled and go back up to the porch and sit down and have some sweet iced tea. Now, right about now, I'm thinking, I don't know what to believe, man. Okay. I looked at her and she said, yep, she's agreeing. Yep, that's what he does. Then I said, well, okay, but what about, summertime? And he said, no, we'll give those swarms, we'll give the bees about 8 to 10 days to calm down. And then we'll come back out with all the honey boxes and we'll put on honey boxes on everybody. And if it's a pretty big colony, we'll give them four, 5 maybe honey boxes. And then we'll go back and sit on the porch and drink sweet tea. And I'm laughing at this point, always looking at her for confirmation. Now, this is rural Oklahoma. We're way out in the middle of nowhere near Bernice, Oklahoma. This man's very nice, but he was very big. And so I keep on asking, and he knows where I'm going. And he interrupted me. He says, young man, do I look like the kind of man that's going to go out there and work these bees in a hot July day? I said, no, sir, you do not. He laughed. He said, we'll put on all the boxes early spring, and then we walk away. And then we'll come back late summer and pull off the honey that we can harvest. Most will do it. Some won't. That's fine. If they don't, why would I want them anyway? I just let them go. I was like, are you serious? He said, yes. Well, I want to get out there. I'm so big. And I was dumbfounded because that's not how I was taught. I was not taught that way. Yeah, wait. Oh, it gets better. Do bees in a tree have somebody come by and open more cavity space for them to go up? Nope. They just got a giant cavity. Bees go in a wall of a house and wait for somebody else to open up the other section of the wall. Nope, they have just a giant section of the wall. Huh, no different. So the man from Bernice, he said, we have about $20,000 worth of honey in the truck right here already. That baby, that Toyota truck, that leaf springs looked like they were going to snap. He said, we have about this much more, a little bit more in the honey house to spend, and that's our income for the year. I said, wow, that's just impressive, man. And so I don't know how long we talked, an hour. He also taught me, she taught me, she said, do you air out your honey before you spin? I said, what? I was greenhorn. I was dumber and stink. I said, well, no, I don't know what that is. She said, you got to crisscross stack your honey boxes and put a fan on them for 2 or 3 days and let the air wick away the moisture. If you get too much moisture in your honey's going to ferment. Do not take your honey straight in, spin it, and then jar it. You'll lose it to the ferment. That's where I learned that principle. True, she is true, speaking true. But he said, we have a whole bunch of honey boxes in the springtime, and then we'll go put them on the hives and go back to the house and sit on the porch and have sweet tea. I just laughed. It was just a profound moment. This guy was very large. So I thought, well, we'll just call it the Bernice principle. Again, some of you, it's not like a new thing. It's new to me. I was a greenhorn, man. I've never heard of such a thing. But in the years ensuing, I just never really pushed that. I just never really said, huh, that's what I'm going to do. I was the average traditional guy that did monthly box checks. That's what I was doing. I went, wow, okay. And then I had grandchildren. Ooh, it's getting busy, man. Then I have a father-in-law who's 95 and we're caring for him. And then there's baseball practice, football practice, choir events. Holy cow. Errands to run, doctor's points to go to, mowing to be done, wood cutting to be done. Man, I love my bees. Bee work goes to the back of the caboose, not just the train, to the back of the caboose on the train. Man. And there's been summers where it's been terrible, and I could have gone out and put on all the honey boxes and at least made something. That cedar tree's gone. At least made something. But I just didn't think that way. Like people are so scared, nervous to do that. What's the worst thing that's going to happen? They won't put the honey up. You have a bunch of beetles, maybe. Maybe not. But if the gene pool of the bees is not sufficient enough to handle such a thing, you don't want them anyway. They're going to make you work harder in the first place. So that's fine. Let's find out who can do it. Let's find out who cannot. Maybe a queen needs to be changed. Waldo McBurney, in his book, he says we'd go out to the lake one day and have a picnic with the grandkids and loaded up honey boxes in the truck. And when we're done eating, we'd go smoke the colonies and go put on a whole bunch of honey boxes and go home. It's great. It was simple. Spend time with the grandkids. Nothing heavy duty, hot, sweaty, serious. Let bees be bees. Let them do their thing. Independent, God, independent little farts. If they can't handle it, you don't want the gene pool. I'm looking at this colony here. The Bernice principle. I'm looking at this colony here. I think it's a dead out. Yes. I need to come clean that up. Okay, so confirm dead out. Principles, 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 principles. Watch this. Watch this. Watch this. Dead out. And that's just for weight to keep it from blowing off. Back to my story. Did you see that? Probably didn't get to see that. Just doing official. Nothing heavy today. Bernice principle. So what's that mean? Well, really, that strategy is really designed or dedicated or directed at older beekeepers who probably are working too hard, have a lot of colonies. You want the honey, gosh, but this monthly thing, that's pretty tough. There's different ways that we handle pest management. But that principle or that strategy allows an older person to stay in beekeeping. You can always hire teenage kids to help you with the honey boxes. You can hire teenage kids at the church to help you put together frames, a whole bunch of frames. There's ways of getting things done that you're not going to kill yourself. That's kind of where I am. I'm 63. I have the physical desire and ability. It's just the timeline. I keep telling my wife, say, please go to Walmart and buy me some more timeline. It's over by the fishing department. The Bernice principle. So, let's do this. Let's assume. There's other positive reasons for doing this. Ooh. Okay. So, my finger. Double medium, queen excluder, shallow, 4 shallows, 2 shallows that are full, each are 63 pounds together. When they're spun and harvested, it'll be a 5-gallon pail of honey. So you're looking at 10 gallons anyway if they fill all that up. About August time, somewhere early August maybe. We'll figure about 1 box a month. Now they got to have the population of bees to do it. So I changed the outside. I added more space. And that's going to cause a change on the inside. Oh my gosh. And they'll probably move some honey around. They'll make a little bit more room for her to lay. As long as the nectar's rolling good. The only thing that works against us is if we get rains like every other day. Rains every other day. Now the nectar begins to pile up, and the girls are going, we are in Fat City. We have a ton of resource to go and swarm and leave, and that works against us. But if the frequency, I'm sorry, I'm gonna look right over here. Sorry. If the frequency of the rain stays about every 5 or 8 days, it's perfect for us. This one's the same way. 2 mediums, 4 shallows. That's a dead out. And we'll come back later and work on that single box on the end. But these were all the colonies here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 or 7. They have either swarmed last year and or we caught their swarm. So this year we shouldn't see much swarming in here. It can change. But the man from Bernice, I asked about swarming. He said, nah, fight it, let it roll. I get a new queen out of the deal. They get a brood break. It's healthier for them anyway. We get some new swarms that put up a lot of honeys. We let them go. So he said, I'm going to get away. They was laissez-faire. He was not really worried about it. Didn't fight it. He'd have her with paper sacks. Put the paper sack over the limb. Shake off the limb really good in the sack. Roll the sack shut. Take it to him. He'd dump them in the box. I mean, if you're looking for a perfect science or a cookie cutter method in beekeeping, you're in the wrong business. Methodology, strategy, multiple strategies, principles, multiple principles. That's what beekeeping's like. Bend, Gumby, bend, flex. That's what bees will make you do. Bend, baby, bend. Yeah, humans don't like that much. Well, you got to change. What will my bees give me today? Don't know. Let's find out. Let's look at this new, because this is a dead out, but I wonder how much comb is in the top, if any. A little bit. Woohoo! A bunch of wax moth stuff. Ooh, and a yellow jacket. No, we don't like that, old boy. Get out of here, boy. Building a nest. You don't do that. No, you're not. I'll work that another time. Not a problem. Bees come and bees go. Keep them coming. Keep them going. Bees come and bees go. Keep them coming. Keep them going. And that bee that was annoying me a while ago is gone. A little bit right there. I don't know if you can see it now. The sun is setting in the west, so we're facing west. He goes a little bit lower. I don't know if you can see it in the camera here. I can come out with binoculars and stand off about 30 or 40 yards and look through my binoculars, and I can see the sunlight bounce off the bees' wings, and they glow. And you'll see more bees in the air that you can't normally otherwise see. It's a very cool thing to do. Get your binoculars and stand back about 30, 40 yards and look into the sun when the sun's low on the horizon, just above the trees. It's a little high right now. It can tell you about nectar flow of the evening. They have a morning nectar flow and then a evening nectar flow. The Bernice principle. I also call it bending your life around beekeeping, or rather, bending beekeeping around your life. What strategies can I employ that make things a bit easier for me and still accomplish something in beekeeping? If you stick with traditional methodology, it's like pouring your feet in cement and then wondering why you can't run. No, that's why I'm so contrary. That's why I teach so differently. Had high winds last night and everybody's all chilled. That's cool. That's good, man. Well, it'll be a few days. They'll get with it. Yeah. The Bernice principle. You might do this. You might take, if you've been a beekeeper for 2 or 3 or 4 years, you might take one of your colonies. Say, well, let's play with this. Let's do this. About early April, late March, and the colony's full size. Go put on 4 boxes of comb or comb foundation, alternated comb foundation. Leave them alone. Don't open them up every month. All right, right there is enough to freak people out. Oh, I gotta see my bees. No, you don't. You're a bee addict, man. And there is such a thing. They just can't go through without seeing. I gotta look in on it. I gotta make sure they're okay. They're just fine. They've been fine for millennia. If they can't handle it, they're gonna perish, and you don't want them anyway. And then we have different. I'm looking at something else too. We have different method for pest management. You don't always have to open, but that's a story for another day. See that? Ooh, still going in the front there. Keep the coons off of my wax. Tricks, some more tricks. Tricks. Bag of tricks. Tricks. Yeah. The Bernice principle. Here's one. How you think into the sun. Let's go the other way. The shadows. We'll cast a shadow. How you think. Are you typically an open-minded person? Are you a controlling personality? Are you a laissez-faire kind of personality? I don't care personality? Really strict? Are you a strict personality? It's got to be done my way. Yeah. Get out of the way here. Oh, there we go. It matters. Now, if you can change, if you can make that change, and it helps to have a senior beekeeper coach you, just explain things to you. So when you come out to the apiary, you ask yourself, what will my bees give me today? Why is that important? Well, tell me, what do you control? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. You don't control anything. What makes you think you're in control of bees? Here it comes. Beekeeping is nothing but a personality profile changing program with a large compensation package at the tail end, for the most part. What do you say? Uh-huh. That, yeah. Personality profile changing program. I had to change. I had that controlling personality. No military officer. Nope. Bees don't care about your attitude until it's wrong. Oh, man. Beekeeping will reflect what you're really like. It's a question of, can you be honest with yourself? Beekeeping will reflect what you're really like. Hmm. I could get a chair and come out here and sit on 4 feet from this colony you're looking at and just watch them go in and out. You talk about a de-stressor. Just put my jacket and gloves on and just come out here and sit and think and pray. It's great. Wonderful. Chill time. I can sit here for hours. Again, life, chores, errands, appointments, to-dos, go-dos, fence line to cut, wood to cut, people to care for. Dang it. Don't people know I've got bees to care for? That's it, man. That life thing gets in the way. And if you don't have the right kind of thinking, and if you don't have the right kind of coaching system, you won't make it. You won't make it in bees. You'll be about 2 or 3 years and get so frustrated, and you don't know what to do and when to do and how to do. And it's costing you too much money. Right? Am I speaking good? Don't shout me down when I'm preaching good now. I know how people are, and they sell all their stuff on Craigslist. They're done. They're out. Sadly, that happens around the country. That's a common theme around the country, and we don't have the population of beekeepers that we need. Because we're not coaching and teaching enough. A good coaching system, not just a club. There's a place for a bee club, don't get me wrong. Not just that. Strategy, strategy, strategy. Beekeepers who are senior should never worry about competition. Nah. This is the one unique business slash hobby where competition's a moot. They want all my honey, all your honey, all the pollen. They can't get enough. Cinnamon, creamed honey, strawberry cream. They want it all, and they want more yesterday. It doesn't matter. So I just do my thing, man. And not all beekeepers are the same. You're going to have to find somebody that you like, their style, their teaching topics, their methodology. What do they like? Oops, I'm in the way now, aren't I? Their methodology. Yeah, let's go look at this one over here. like to look down. There it is. Now, see if you can catch the pollen coming in. The colors, catch the colors. So if you're new to our channel, welcome to Little Creek Bee Ranch. I want to address the people who stroll across. A big truck coming by. We're a beekeeping operation in northeast Oklahoma. Ooh, man, that semi should not be out here, man. Northeast Oklahoma. I've been teaching and doing this for about 20 years. Beekeeping 20 years, teaching about 18, 19 years. I think we have the salt. Passed the test, you know. We do things different. You can go to our website, littlecreekbeeranch.com, go to a page titled Our Uniqueness. Those are the bullet points, what we're known for across the country. Now, I was never trying to be popular. I didn't want to be popular. It's what we do and how we do it that's made us popular. People don't like pesticides. Sometimes I get invited to speak at big public events, you know, like conferences, and that's cool. 200 people in the room, I can do it. No butterflies, just rock and roll. Here's my intro. Thank you, everyone, for letting me come out and speak to you tonight. But I want to let you know right up front, I'm an equal opportunity offender, and I'm sure somebody's going to be mad at me tonight. It's a good icebreaker, but for sure there is. There is always somebody comes up. Have to be ultra patient then. And then I ask this question. How many of you want to get off the pesticide train? Raise your hand. Oh, it's about every hand in the room comes up. Great. We're going to find out in about 10 minutes how fast you want to dump all your pesticide crap and learn something different. See, they want to, just don't know how to. So one of the methodologies that we promote and teach is essential oil management. Essential oils on bees is not new. It's been around for decades. You just have to learn how. It's a learned skill. That's all. It's just a learned skill. Are you watching the bees on the porch? Another thing that we're known for, number one thing we're known for, is the personal advisor program, coaching program. People love that. There's a lot there. There's too much there for me to cover right now. Just go to the personal advisor program page and look at the bullet statements. There's a lot of content, a lot of value in the program. Zoom classes, ebooks that we've written, conference calls, newsletter, all cool stuff. Very popular. Another popular thing we do is acoustic beekeeping. Go look at a page titled Acoustic Beekeeping. And the sister page to that is Making the Connection, using the APVOX Smart Monitor to listen to our bees. I get 90% of my information or more from listening acoustically. Don't you know that bees buzz all the time? Ooh, there's pollen. All the time inside. All the time. And it has a meaning. Here comes a quiz question. You're looking at the porch. Tell me, where's the queen inside? Any idea? I can tell you where she is. You go, what? This guy, he's full of beans, man. Not remember 20 years of beekeeping. After this long of beekeeping, you learn a thing or two, you know. Personal advisor program, acoustic beekeeping, APVOX auditor, APVOX Smart Monitor app is an app that downloads on our Android devices only. That's okay, Apple users. That's okay. You can still get you a track phone, Android track phone, $40. It's cheap. APVOX will tell me if the queen is present or not. It will tell me if the colony wants to swarm or not. It will give me a 3-week heads up notice they're going to swarm. It will tell me if the honey is ready to be harvested or not. It will also tell me if the mite load is too large or not. It will tell me if the CO2 levels are too high in the wintertime and more. Not believing me, are you? Yeah, you might want to go check that out. We're the first beekeeping operation in the country to be able to run and teach APVOX auditor strategies. We have the documentation to back that up. Look at the porch. Tell me where the queen is. Do you not know? Come on, here we go. Here comes a lesson. Let's take our porch and divide it in three. Here's one section, section two, section three. Just imaginary line right there and right there. The queen is right over here. I could pull a cutoff frame from inside, and she's probably right in there. Now, how do I know that? Look where the majority of the bees are coming back to on the porch. They're queen sensitive. Bees are queen sensitive. Then they are they're brood sensitive first, and then queen sensitive, and then honey sensitive. So they're taking care of brood, but she's laying down eggs. See the pollen coming in? They're loading up that area with pollen. That's where she's been laying. It's probably where she is right now. Now, if there's a brick on the porch and stuff, it's a little bit harder. But if you're looking for a queen, this is how we teach our students. Look, when you break down the colony, pay attention first before you begin. Where did you see a majority of the bees come in? Break the colony down, and she's probably in that area somewhere. You can pull off a cutoff frame towards the middle so she doesn't run on you, and then this, work her this away to the wall. Start over here and pull the frame and look and work this way, not that way. She'll run against you over there. Start on a cutoff frame here and work that way. Do we have to mark a queen? No. That's for the weak. Sorry, you don't like that. I told you I was going to offend somebody. Sorry. No, it's ridiculous, man. Everybody has traditional stuff. We have to mark our queen so we can find her. No. Why don't you learn how to find a queen? They just want to supersede her. That see that paint is on there. A lot of times they'll brush and pull that paint off or just reject her and supersede her. So no, I don't. I'm not a fan of marking. It's traditional stuff. I don't know. I'm just not like that, man. Learn how the bees work. Learn how the bees work. When I was struggling way back, this is a mental thing. One of the bee teachers in Tulsa, she's a great lady. I called and I was having problems, and she laughed. She said, "Bubby, you're all messed up. You need to go to the apiary and ask yourself, what will my bees give me today?" And I laughed at her, and then she got offended, and she really busted me. I'm serious, Kendall. You're not going to make it if you don't change your thinking. What will my bees give me today? I did that. It was dramatic. It was a pivotal moment in my beekeeping career. God, I feel like an idiot. You do. You just beat yourself up. God, I'm a moron. What's wrong with me? Got the wrong kind of thinking, wrong kind of attitude. You got to change. So I made a change. Then I began to ask myself, well, what are they doing? How do they really work? Everybody's got all these stories and bee club events and all these stories, and I'm not seeing that. I don't understand. So I dumped out on the bee club stuff, and I just began to sit in the apiary and slow myself down. And then things began to change. Oh, they're coming to one side of the porch like they are right here. They're not just willy-nilly. No, they're focused over here. That's because the queen's in there in that section. Huh. And there was little moments like that, all kinds of things. I go, whoa, that is incredible. Here's one. I'm going to give you this one. I guarantee there's going to be beekeepers who are older beekeepers who have heard this and they never have been told what this is. And there's going to be new beekeepers that go, this guy's stupid. This has happened several times. Doesn't happen all the time, but when it happens, it'll blow your mind. So you come out to a big colony like this, and maybe you are looking at the top of the box, and you pull a honey frame, and all of a sudden, when you pull the frame up, the bees start snap, crackle, and popping, like you pour milk on Rice Krispies. Snap, crackle, pop, really loud, like undeniable. Like, what the heck is that? Snap, crackle, pop. I thought I was torquing the frame, like torquing it and popping the wax cappings or something. No, I held it right there. That is incredible. And it went on. It was not a quick thing. It went on. Snap, crackle, pop. Holy crap, man. I put the frame back. just bedazzled, confused, like, okay, nobody said this to me. What is this, man? And some time went on, and I inspected another colony and pulled up a honey frame and did the same thing. Loud, snap, crackle, pop, snap. It's startling. And you put it back. You put it back and go, okay. I got to find out what this is. So you jump on Google, doing some research and chasing it down, and found out from I learned from British beekeepers that's called quibbling, pleating, or ripping a quilt. There's different names for it. Quibbling, pleating, ripping a quilt. What's that mean? The honey box is full and we need more room. Not kidding you. They will talk to you. They will tell the beekeeper what they want. Now, some of you are thinking that's a bunch of crap. All you older beekeepers have bumped into this and you're going, aha, I have finally found an answer for this. It's called pleating, quibbling, or ripping a quilt. And I go back on my mind when I did that, and those top boxes were full, and they did need more room. And they will tell you pleating, quibbling, ripping a quilt. And you need to get some new boxes on them pretty quick before they decide to swarm or vamoose. Pleating, quibbling, ripping a quilt. Don't hear it all the time. I've heard it 3 times in 20 years, so that's kind of rare. Totally believe it. If here I'm gonna give you a challenge. I'm talking to the people who've never met us before, and you stumbled across this, and you go, "Who's this guy?" There's lots of beekeepers. You ever notice something? Oh, the beekeepers want to get on YouTube. They want to show their ugly mug. I am not interested in putting my ugly face in the camera. I'm not that egotistical. I want you to learn bees, so the camera's going to be on some bees. Bees. Teach me about bees. So if you want to get involved with us and you want to learn some deeper things about beekeeping, plug in and subscribe to the Personal Advisor Program. Guarantee you we'll take you to school and learn you a ton. I had somebody in Australia one time throw down on me, and he said, "You can't teach me anything about beekeeping. I've been doing this for 50 years." And I just laughed. I didn't text back. I didn't get sucked into a fuss with him. About 2 weeks later, I get this text. Same guy. Hey, can you tell me what's that Apivox thing too? See, yeah, oh man, people's pride, man. You can never arrive at the end of beekeeping. You just can't plumb the depths of that, man. You have to be open-minded. So we created the personal advisor coaching program, and one of the facets of it is acoustic beekeeping, where we teach these Apivox strategies. And I love Apivox because it's so powerful and accurate. And Apivox will tell you what you do not know about your bees. I love it, man. It will tell you what you do not know about your bees. It will also tell you how much you really need to learn in beekeeping. It will tell you a lot more about bees than you think. You can't get the app on a traditional app store or Google Play or Apple Search. You can't. It's not there. It's custom written from a computer scientist out of Moscow, Russia, Sergio Glebsky. Politics neither here nor there. Ooh, what is she carrying out there? Is it a dead larva? Ooh, look at that. Saw that. Did you see that? Carrying off a dead larva. This is another thing about sitting out here. I prefer to sit off the side. I'm like 10 o'clock to them right now. And watch the stuff they bring out. That'll tell you something. All the trash and stuff, you know. Pleating, quibbling, ripping a quilt. Yeah, buddy. All right. So here's another quiz question. Can bees hear? Shout out to Anna. Anna and Addison's girls. They ought to know the answer to this question. They're homeschool kids. They're awesome. Do bees have ears? Can bees hear? Well, they can hear. They don't have ears per se. Where do they hear from? Ooh, don't use Google. Don't be searching it. Get off the computer. Hey, I graduated high school and I didn't even have Google, man. Oh, man. Yes, they can hear the first joint of their antenna from their head to the first joint. Inside that joint is called the Johnston's organ. Johnston's organ. It's highly sensitive. They can hear me talking right now. Highly sensitive. This is one reason bees don't do very good under big power lines. Electromagnetic frequencies coming off there really screw them up. They can hear you. They get used to your tone of your voice, that you are the keeper. Scripture tells us the ox knows its bin. The bees know the keeper. I have no doubt about that. They're not like pets. They just know who's there to help them. So, if you get out here and sit in a chair and get your favorite book and just read it out loud to the bees. What? This guy's full of crap. I can hear all the comments, man, pounding away on the comments. Listen, be coachable. I like westerns. I like Zane Grey stuff. I like Zane Grey books. Love it, man. Sit and read The Rainbow Trail. Riders of the Purple Sage. And read it out loud. Why? Because they get to hear your voice. You can talk to them too, but they get to hear your voice that you're around them. You're around them. You're around them. And you're not an unfamiliar figure when you come up to them and start getting into them. So when I do get into them, I do talk to them and say, hey, girls, it's cool. Here, I'm just looking around. I'll be real gentle. Just want to have a look and I'll leave you alone. So you'll hear me in all the videos just kind of talking to them just to soothe them down. One of the great videos we filmed was from last year. Melody, my daughter, that was out here helping me a couple of days ago. She caught a swarm. I've talked a lot about this because it's just a profound video. Her hair was all braided back tight. And she's the kind of person that wants to keep bees with no gloves and no veil because she's real claustrophobic. So, okay, you can do it, but there's a couple of rules here. If you take 3 stings, you're done for the day. But you got to assess the temperament of the bees, and you've got to get familiar with the bees. Well, she came out to catch a swarm off the tree or here near us. No gloves. She started with no gloves. She's going to scoop them. Got a little sting in the finger and said, I think I'm going to use your gloves, Dad. I said, okay. Set up the table right next to her, the nuke box. Hair's braided back, and she starts singing, humming. It's praise and worship music, just singing, humming. And scooped bees and moved them over real slowly. A big group, not near a bee bothered her. No bees in the hair, no bees in the face, no other stings. The bees let her do that. Later, she reviewed the video and came back to me and said, Daddy, did you see that giant halo of bees around my head? I said, yeah, I was watching the whole thing. Like, wow, this is a moment, man. Unique personality. And there's people who have unique personalities that make exceptional beekeepers. They just are very balanced in their personality. You get to know the bees, and the bees can quickly sense and discern what kind of person's handling them. And Melody's got that gift. And she worked those bees, and I wanted to cry. It was shocking, man. That's just rare. It's just rare. Hey, if you are one like that, great, man. That's exceptional. I'm not. No, not me. But I watched her, and I watched her do that, and go, wow, that is incredible, man. And she said, Daddy, I didn't know that I was humming and singing. I said, no, you just be yourself, man. And the bees are listening to you, and they're responding to you, and they are letting you do, they know exactly what you're doing, and they're letting you do that. If they wanted you out of the area, I guarantee you they could flat put it on you and you'd be out of there, way out of the area. They're letting you do that. See, bees are all about grace. They're letting you open their hive. They're letting you stand here and talk. They're letting you come in and look at them. And sometimes they have bad days when it's really, really dry outside. Super Drive had a dearth for 3 or 4 weeks. That's not a time you want to open their house. They're going to be pretty cranky at you. Well, you kind of think that through ahead of time, right? My bees are mean. No, you're the dumb beekeeper who's violating the rules, and they're trying to tell you, but you aren't paying attention. These are not just little tiny insects. These are like flying horses that are miniaturized, and they are super intelligent. And people don't give them enough respect for their intelligence. That's why I pound away on the advisory program and APVOX Smart Monitor, because that's where we get exceptional beekeepers. If you come in the advisory program, I'll challenge you to stay hooked up with us for 5 years. 5 years. 5 years. There's no contract or anything like that. Just commitment from you to yourself. 5 years, because that's what it's going to take for you to learn. Because you have to put one season upon another season upon another season, and get through your first 5 seasons, and then we'll see if you want to be a beekeeper. That's what that's kind of like. And it's not me as a coach. I'm not a mean guy. It's the bees are going to put you to the test. That's the test. Can you endure the challenges of the bees? All kinds of things that you have to do and shift and change and flex, Gumby, flex. That's what I love about beekeeping. It's never boring. Beekeeping is never boring. If you're bored beekeeping, something's wrong, man. Yeah. Oh, I could go on and on, man. But we have students all across the country: North Carolina, South Carolina, Arkansas, Missouri, Texas, Oklahoma, around California. And people go, "Oh, you can't be teaching those people. You're way there in Oklahoma. You can't." Bees don't know state lines nor county borders. Bees operate by principles, about a set of 50 principles. Your bees operating in North Carolina work just the same way my bees do. Your environment may be a little bit different, but that's okay. That's why we got Google Weather. And I can look up your weather and determine what's going on, and we really keyed in on your bees, not a problem. I could even use Google Satellite and zero down on your apiary and see where your apiary is. So no problem teaching people across the country. Very cool stuff. I have to laugh. We were in the Air Force for some active duty Air Force a long time ago, stationed in England at RAF Upper Hayford in Oxfordshire, a beautiful part of England, for 3 years. No, yeah, 3 years. 4 years. 83 to 86, 3 years. 83 to 86. And now, today, with technology being the way it is, I can pull up Google and I can find our little village. Milton under Witchwood is where we lived. Little tiny village in the beautiful Cotswold. It was cool, man. And we lived in a little tiny 200-year-old cottage. Got married in November of 82. By summer of 83, me and my new bride were 6,000 miles away, terrified. The best thing for us, man. It was such a cool journey and experience. In England, I can now zoom down with Google and I can actually find our cottage and see the doorknob. That's stunning, man. That's just public access to satellite stuff. Yeah, it's pretty incredible. So to think that we can't listen to the bees with some technology, listen to their buzzing, how much buzzing at a certain frequency, and determine what is happening, and for somebody to reject that, you aren't thinking, man. The technology is already here and beyond that. Bees buzz at a hertz level from 50 hertz to 550 hertz, and every one of those little diapasons has a message. 200 hertz, a high 200 hertz, they're passive bees being lazy. A high 250 hertz means they're queenless. They feel very queenless. A low 250 hertz means they have a queen inside. A high 300 hertz, they're doing good work, spilling wax, processing honey. That's a good one. A high 450 is excitement, recruitment. They get out there to the higher end. Swarming is 550 hertz, very loud. All the 110 hertz, the low end, is fanning, heating. Oh, look, man, you want to learn bees? Serious? I'll challenge you. You want to learn bees and be good, have a skill for your life? Nobody's going to take this away from me. Nobody's going to fire me. Nobody's going to lay me off. And I've been in the corporate world too long. No, don't like it at all. No security. Love this. Eat this up. Love this. We're always looking for people who really, really want to be good beekeepers. It just takes time, and you have to be humble and coachable. It's not my demand so much as it is the bees. That's what it takes to be with the bees. Humble and coachable. After I've been sitting here talking all this time, you notice how much activity's right in here? Coming in right in here? Where's my stick, my pointer? Right in there. That queen is up in that quadrant. Quadrant 1, quadrant 2, quadrant 3. They're right here. Do I have to find the queen when I go in for inspection? No. Nah, get off of that. Everybody's all hooked up on the, gotta find a queen, gotta find a queen. No, you don't. You're going to kill her if you keep on doing that. You need to look for evidence of a queen. Evidence of. Fresh eggs and larvae? Cool, you got a queen. Pollen coming in like this? You see pollen coming in? That's protein. Protein's used to feed eggs and larvae. Eggs and larvae, it comes from a queen. I have a queen in here. See how fast that was? J.M. Doolittle from long ago in the 1800s, he would say, bees, when they have 1,000,000 pounds of honey, are happy. In other words, when bees have a lot of honey on board, they got all their resources and stuff, they are chilled out happy. True. The reverse is true. When they can't go get nectar and pollen because it's super, super dry, they are cranky. You need to stay out of the hive. What's your conditions like on your ground within 50-yard radius of the hive? Wet, crunchy, dry, damp. What is it? You're the beekeeper. You're supposed to pay attention. Bees are very environmentally sensitive, and you should be too. Did you just get some rain like we did this morning? Their nectar's rolling, man. They're like all chilled out, happy. Pay attention to your environment. Dry, crunchy grass, soft, soppy, wet grass. What is it? Yeah. Oh, lots of golden nuggets, man. Okay. I'm on my soapbox. It's time for me to go eat dinner. I'm gonna get off my soapbox. Love you. I love people. Love bees too. Hey, if you just found us for the first time and if you stayed this long in the video, I'm very humbled. Thank you very much. If you'd like to learn more from us, go to littlecreekbeeranch.com. Take the time and peruse the whole website, particularly the personal advisor program. If you want to join us and plug in, hit subscribe. I'll see the information come through and I'll be in touch. I'm the only one you're going to work with. There's nobody else, man. Just me. If you got questions, my contact information is at the bottom of the face page on the website. Text or call. Whatever. Leave your name, please. People always texting and leaving messages. They don't even include their name. What the heck? My grandmother would take a switch and whack me. Etiquette, boy. Etiquette. Yep. I just can't walk away. That's pollen. I wished I'd started this when I was a teenager.